was late at night. I got a little envelope out of John's office. Sorry, honey, I was in your office again. And I began to tally these reports on this piece of paper, looking at my laptop and looking at my phone at the same time. I tallied them all up, and I was actually searching for one word that I didn't find. But I did get a plethora of amazing words, everything from love, which was the #1 answer, to healing and redemption and atonement and grace and mercy and faith and security and safety and sacrifice. And I wrote them all down, and I had a total of 36 different words. And I looked at these words, but nobody had put my word in the list. And I actually was kind of happy about that, because it raised the point that perhaps we need to add another layer to what the cross is in our life. And to actually help you do that, I want to ask you to close your eyes. I want you just to close your eyes, and in a moment, I want you to imagine this wooden cross. I want you to see what was once beautiful and vibrant and alive and living, stripped of all of its natural form, of all of its bark, of all of its branches, and then forged into an unnatural form of the crossbar. I want you to imagine for a moment that wooden cross and understand that what had been a symbol of life was now a symbol of death. And I want you to see it in all of its harsh reality. And then I want you to picture Jesus on it. And I want you to think again about the cross, not just as a sacrifice, which it is all of those things, not just as his love, but I want you to look at the cross, and I want to see if you can picture it as a sword with its point in the ground, that it was God's weapon. You can open your eyes back up, and I truly believe that when we look at the cross, we see it is not too unlike a sword. Studying fencing has introduced a lot of different words into my language, probably many I only can pronounce in my head. But one of those words was hilt. You know, up until the point, I'd always thought of hilt as to the uttermost. But after studying swords and their particular parts, I began to read scriptures a little bit different. Hebrews 6, verses 13 and 17 and 18, it says, when God made his promise to Abraham, he backed it to the hilt, putting his own reputation on the line. When God wanted to guarantee his promises, he gave his word a rock-solid guarantee. God can't break his word, and because his word cannot change, the promise is likewise unchangeable. When I read that in context of sword fighting, when I saw the word hilt, I went, oh my gosh, the hilt is everything from the crossbar up on a sword. And all of a sudden I saw Jesus with his arms stretched out across the hilt. He kept his promise to the uttermost through his Son. And I saw that Jesus' head was resting on the handle of the sword. And that sword had ended the enmity between God and man. I love that as you begin to read the Word of God, you find the wonder of creation woven into all of the scriptures, and it's like buried treasures. And the more that we look at it, the more that we have an opportunity to learn about it.